Is there going to be a remix tonight?
I feel like this is one you could speed up.
We'll have to pull Steven back in. It looks like he fell out. Right when we started.
An epic prank. He said, I got you. I'm out. Welcome, Clout Crew. Oh, sorry. Hey,
no, you're fine. You're with me. I'm like, oh, hey, what up, guys? Well, shit.
welcome to the Clout Route Shoutout. We do have a guest. It was not a prank. Barking Tigers is right. We've got some Steven in the house here soon. Hello, Carla. Soon Pest will be in here to make the first comment.
Yeah, we gotta wait for that.
Yeah, I feel like this is one you could speed up, right? We can.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh, this makes me want to watch Scarface or something.
There you go.
There he is. Pest is first. All right. I think we got Steven back. I'm going to pull him back in here.
What up, everybody? What up, Steven?
Yo,
hey.
up? What is happening?
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
No, thank you guys for having me. What are you guys talking about?
So today, as you guys can see, we got old Steven Marcus Releford down there joining us.
Yes, sir.
Chat about some comedians, chat about his special, hunting season, all kinds of shit. Also some clips that I just want to show Steven and laugh at. You guys know how it rolls on the shout out here. So right at the top, Steven, it's funny because you got this hunting season's out now. It's live. You've got this promo image with it that has here, I'll just pull it up. It has Fred Flintstone on the front. Well, you're Fred Flintstone. And so we do this thing on the show where I don't know if you've seen like Bing Image Creator, which is essentially like AI image generator.
I believe so, yeah.
So there's this AI image generator we use all the time for like just little pre-show images to put up with all of our tweets and whatnot. And I tried to make one with your Black Fred Flintstone. And you type that into the AI, and the AI doesn't necessarily agree with that very much.
Oh, we got some biases, huh?
I was having a difficult time pulling up Fred Flintstone on there, but check this out. I got one to work, and I want to see what you think about it. You're more than welcome to co-opt the AI's Fred Flintstone here if you want to use it for your own purposes.
Let me see what the AI talking about, man. Let me see what they're doing.
Now check this out.
Nah. Get that dude off the screen. What is going on? He looks like one of those Teddy Grahams. You know those Teddy Graham crackers, the little animal crackers?
Hell yeah.
That is scary. That is a scary Black Fred Flintstone. Because he looks like a black. It's kind of like when he looked like Fred Flintstone in blackface. It's kind of like
right
like when black people put on white makeup, they still have like black features. Like he still has white features. I don't know.
Oh, well, the AI wouldn't even make most of them. They just wouldn't make
him
black at all. Yeah, right.
What is
most
going
of them?
On?
Most of them, they wouldn't even make him black at all. It would make like, because I would do images where I would say like Black Fred Flintstone with two bald guys or whatever. And it would make the bald guys black before it would make Fred Flintstone black.
See, and now I gotta go deeper with that joke. Now, thank you for bringing that up. Now I got some more teeth I need to just put into this bit.
See, The audience is already disagreeing with me here, Steven. Poland Spring says, this is offensive, Danny. Why are you showing blackface Fred to your black guest?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree.
It was the AI, dude.
Steven, Danny didn't show me this when we ran our pre-show. I just want you to know. He said he had some really cool AI art and that I would love it, but I'd have to wait to see it live. So we're still cool, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, give me 1 second. My that food is outside. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.
You're all good.
Oh, you're all right.
Okay. So yeah, we'll have Steven back on in a second to chat about some of the goodies in his special, yada yada, all these things. Here we go, Kevin. I'll just do us a little intro clip here. I got plenty of the usual clips, so we've got plenty to show here. It's a regular shout out after all, just with a special guest. So we have to have some, of the viral clips. Am I right?
Makes it a special shout out. So yes, we have to have special viral clips. Yeah.
So here's a good one. Good question, right at the top. How did do you Spotify, Kevin?
I am not a Spotify guy anymore. I am Apple iTunes, but it's only because someone had an open spot on their family plan. And why pay for the good version when you can have the lesser version for free?
Yeah, exactly. So with this one, Spotify Wrapped have came out, everybody always posting their fucking Spotify Wraps on Twitter or wherever. As soon as they come out, everybody's got to show what music they've been listening to all year, blah, blah, blah. I actually will not post my Spotify Wrap this year. I feel like it is skewed and messed up, and I don't like that. So no one will be seeing what mine looks like. Okay. Sorry. Spoilers. But the cool thing about it this year was that it shows you a little special tailored clip from whoever your most listened to artist is. Okay.
Oh, so, yeah, I was supposed to do those. Whoops.
Yeah, was there a Cosmic Jive one?
No, because I missed the deadline. Sorry.
So anyways, if you get Weird Al drops you. Too embarrassed. I didn't say
that. Talk about the allegations.
You'll never get it out of me. But anyways, like I was saying, you get a special little video from whoever you listen to the most. And I want you to listen to Mr. Weird Al Yankovic's special little message here for all of his top listeners. Okay.
Poland stole my joke, by the way. That's great minds thinks alike right there.
What'd she say? Danny's top 10 are all Cody songs.
That's the real reason we can't see it.
You can guess who left me my personal message this year. Mama Creepy says Claudio's hair is way better than Weird Al's. Ooh. Now that's an argument that we might have to have, but here, let me play this clip for you just real quick, okay?
Hey, how you doing? Al here. Look, I'll make this really quick.
Here.
Hey, how you doing? Al here. Look, I'll make this really quick. I just want to thank you all for your amazing support. It's my understanding that I had over 80 million streams on Spotify this year. So if I'm doing the math right, that means I earned $12. So
right?
Enough to give myself a nice sandwich at a restaurant. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks for your support and thanks for the sandwich.
Oh, dude, I love that. I'm just so glad Weird Al deals with that too. I thought it was just me.
Yeah, it's like it seems like these days, even like I don't even know how you would. I'm sure the struggle is hard for comedians. I mean, I'm sure Steven can comment on that, but I think about it for like musical artists. It's like if you're, I just don't know what your revenue stream is anymore. Concerts. Period.
Merch.
I mean,
NFT
Yeah.
rug pulls.
Yeah, merch and live shows.
how is the scene out there? You're in Cali, right, Steve?
Right. It
So how is the scene out there for like stand-up comedians? Is it easy to find a place to go out and shoot some shit, or how does it go for you?
yes and no. Everything is kind of fragmented, so what the scene used to look like, where there was a pretty good network of comics going, to particular clubs. Now that really doesn't exist because certain clubs shut down, and just kind of like the energy around some of the main spaces are no longer the same with new owners, and people went off to Austin. Some in the people started doing their own to get up. Now, um, the one thing that's kind of an issue here is that the
You cut out just a little bit there. A lot of it, I guess.
overlap has a particular.
It's cutting your mic off just a tad bit there, Steven. We're not
now?
quite getting what you're saying. Yeah, I heard you there.
Hold on, let me hold on.
You're all good.
Yeah, no worries. We got some stands in the audience, by the way. Mama Creepy, We Stand Steven.
Ooh, we like that.
Kind of cool Greg, shout out, says, damn, Steve is back. What up, Steve? And Parking Tigers demands to see your face again before the stream is over. So that's good. I think that's good.
Right? It sounds like you're fighting people off, Steven, is what it sounds like.
Mama Creepy wants you to roast us on stage. I don't know if I can take that.
None of that. Oh, anyways, I guess while we're here working out some technical kinks, I wanted to say shout out to the Shoutout producers today, just so we don't forget. I was supposed to do this at the very top, but I didn't. Shout out to Pest, Unstoppable JoJo, Mama Creepy, Kinda Cool Greg, Corn Cone Still, and Mystic Babs. Can you believe it, Kevin? We've upgraded. There's even more.
There's new names. I gotta upgrade the bottom scroll, man.
I did.
You did it? Oh, look at that. He's got it. Look at that. I was like, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. The scroll's about to be inaccurate.
Steven, how we sounding?
Also, they're requesting that you roast us now. Yeah, so damn it.
Live on the show.
All right. My connection kind of fell out.
How you doing now? Can you hear us? We can hear you. Bear with us, folks. Technical difficulties. You know how it goes. We were talking. I don't know. Was it on stream?
Do it live.
Yeah, right. Was it on stream or pre-stream where we were talking about how technology gets better, but it all gets more complicated while we're going?
It was the pre-stream. What up, Huggy? Appreciate you guys all in the chat hanging out with us while we sort this mess out. I think it might be, you were talking about an app, and this was the first day that I'd ever heard of StreamYard having an app for guests. I've always, even when joining by phone, had to use the web browser. So I don't know if it's worth it, Danny, but if he's been using the app, maybe it might be worth messaging him to say, hey, just use the web browser instead.
I told him on Instagram earlier that if he was having problems with the app or if it was being weird, that it might be easier to go on the browser. So who knows? Maybe that's what he's doing right now. Maybe he's trying to figure it out that way. But what up, Steven? How we doing?
I'm back.
Here we are. Look, we got camera.
Yeah, we got camera. The connection was kind of lost once I stepped outside. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no biggie, no biggie.
But we're talking about
cutting out just a tad. We were what were we talking about? We were asking about how it is, how the scene is. How is it
comes down to two things. What?
Okay. We got you. We hear you.
The scene comes down to
You're all good. We can hear you. Can you hear us? We love technology, people. Can you hear us, Steven?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
We got you. We can hear you too.
Okay. Oh, thank you for
You
that.
were saying though.
So
no worries.
No, I was saying that, like, really right now, what the scene comes down to, no matter what you do. So even what you guys are doing is such a cool example because you guys are a living proof of this. Because it only comes down to two things. What have you built in your network? And you don't even have a network until you built something. So it really comes down to what have you built? What are you consistent about? What do you have that's tangible? Where can people see you? Because right now, everyone who has an audience is building their own unique space and they have a niche. So there is no overlap really between the big clubs like Laugh Factory and the Improv and the Comedy Store. The audience who goes to those shows, and they're only within a mile or two of each other. The audience that go to those shows are completely separate audience. The Improv audience doesn't go to the Laugh Factory shows. The Laugh Factory audience doesn't go to the Comedy Store
That's
shows.
interesting.
It's just a different group of people, different style. There's rarely outliers who are just like comedy fans and fucking connoisseurs like that, to where they're being participating in all these clubs like that. But it's very rare. So there's people who have a lot of success who essentially do their own thing. So I always tell people, no matter where you are starting out, and no matter even if you're not even doing entertainment, be willing to build something. Because if you build something, you have leverage. And if you don't have any leverage, you don't have any power. And you can be talented, you can be funny, you can have all the skill sets, but if you don't have anything built, people will take advantage of you. People will take advantage of your value. They take advantage of your skill set. They'll always pick people who, will even, it's just a weird conundrum that you're in if you don't build something.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm enjoying myself. Definitely, I'm looking forward to setting up my own shows again. I haven't done my own shows since I was working with Dennis, so I've been like on a little hiatus since then. And the Y'all Have to Be Here stuff, we're no longer doing a podcast at the moment. So I've been looking to transition like my style and my comedy and like what direction I'm going in. And actually, what you see on the mixtape, I may do or keep like 10 to 20% of that stuff. But essentially, I put it out knowing that the direction that my style is going into is a completely different direction. Like,
Right.
I like that material and I had a lot of fun doing it on stage. But I just feel like now where I'm going and the angle and the questions that I'm asking myself as an artist and the questions that I'm asking of the audience is slightly different. I'm really looking to stick my foot in people's ass right now, because
Hey, we like that.
I feel like laughing will come after the war, but right now ain't nothing to laugh about.
There you go. There were you said something about Y'all Had to Be Here, and I was gonna ask you about that actually. Do you because I loved that show that you guys did. It was a really cool thing. I mean, kind of, similar to me and Kevin here shooting the shit, except it's the four of you or whatever shooting the shit. It was Arthur, Johnny Mac, and Niles with you. How are those guys doing? Are you guys still in contact?
They're all doing good. Yeah, they're all doing good. I'm probably see some of them actually today because Corey's having. Hey, what's up,
Corey
Carla?
as well.
What's up, Greg? Yeah. I see y'all, Greg and Carla. Yeah, Corey's having a birthday party at Elysian Park later today, so I'll see Arthur and Niles and Johnny Mac over there. But yeah, we kind of had a falling out, to be honest. Like, I'll say this, I'm not gonna speak too much on the details of it, but and it's kind of just like some ego shit, to be real. But you know, when you have good people in your space and there's a disagreement, we tend to take these disagreements to a level of like 10 when they can be discussed at like a level 2. You know? And it's just sad that we're no longer doing it and we kind of had a falling out. But I just say this to anyone who's listening. If you got people in your corner and people are fucking with you, be willing to problem solve on a level that's reasonable. Just because you're familiar with someone shouldn't allow you to be even more rude or extra, you know, upset because you know someone and you're really familiar with them, you know. So it sucks. I think we had one of the greatest little short-term podcasts that was living for, like, you know, coming up. It was just basically a year.
Right. But no, I enjoyed you guys.
You know, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much, Daddy. Thank you, guys.
I think
we
there
even went on tour. We had a lot of fun. We still have people coming up to us, asking us questions about it.
That's dope.
Wanting to see us talk about, you know, the stuff that we were talking about. So that's why I added a couple of those clips into the mixtape, because those are some moments that I really enjoyed, you know, on stage.
I think you guys had great chemistry. I think there's a lot of people in chat or people that watch us, at least, that I know about. George, Carla, Greg, some other people out there that really enjoyed watching your guys' thing too, and would always talk about it and say stuff to us about it. So I think you guys had a good thing going.
No, we did. We definitely did. God willing, you know, something will happen to where, you know, we can maybe revisit something like that. But yeah, we had a great time.
I mean, me and Kevin have been there. Kevin knows it. Me and Kevin are both too, like, I don't know. I feel like Kevin's better at being an asshole than I am.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. Don't let this facade 4 hours a week fool you. That hit me to the core when Steven's talking about don't take it to a 10. And really what struck a chord with me is when you mentioned, because this is what I am guilty of. You can get too comfortable with someone that, you know, you've gone to battle with or whatever, someone that you really feel like is in your corner. And maybe you don't put the same filter on yourself that you do with someone that you're not that close. And then it's like, it makes it worse, because now you're saying things to someone that you should never say it to that person, but for whatever reason, because you're not on your guard now, and you're like, oh, I'm unfiltered, and you're way too comfortable to say those. It's okay to be comfortable with people, but maybe understand that comfort's been earned through trust. And you can tell the truth, or you could express yourself without being an asshole. And for sure, Danny's not the only one. The folks at Carnage Media will tell you that Kevin on a Saturday afternoon, I want to get things right, and every once in a while I'll have a short fuse, but you know, I've had to work on that over time, because it's not worth what you could lose, right? Just to blow off a little steam, not worth it.
Not at all. You know, not at all. And that's kind of why I'm wanting to champion people building something, even as an individual and even as groups. But it's like where I've kind of like where, you know, comedies and music they definitely have overlap, but it's interesting because you know, laughing and making jokes is just one of the elements of comedy, but ultimately you're bringing people together.
Right. Yeah. You want to all come together and laugh and have a good time.
yeah. So when you're bringing people together, there's responsibility that you have into how you conduct yourself and what that means and all those things. So, man, I'll just stay on this until the end of time. Be willing to build something. If you're passionate about something, if you have an interest, if you have any type of energy towards doing something, especially being constructive, being the most constructive that you can be, do it. Do it, do it, do it. And even if you don't have help, just be willing to step your foot out there because help will come. Be willing to help yourself first. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sometimes it just takes putting yourself out there and then people see how you are, like how you are, and then that's how you make those connections. Like you were talking about the networking bit is that somebody sees what you're doing and they're like, "Hey, you know, I like that." And then maybe they offer, "Okay, I'd like to do
Right,
something with you, or I'd like to help you with that, or I think you could
right,
really make something if we do this." You know what I'm saying?
right.
So,
No, that was the whole reason why I put out hunting season. Like hunting season was an idea of a special that I wanted to do like a couple of years ago, where I wanted to literally do like 30 minutes of like, raw black material and then change my outfit and then do like another 30 minutes of like relationship material or something like that, right? I'll come out like a hunting, some overalls and a shotgun or I don't know, something Elmer Fudd shit, some Elmer Fudd drip.
I like that. Hell yeah.
But kind of touching on what you're saying, like, time passed, and then the ideal of the special started to shift, and then I'm still sitting on all this material.
You're
And I'm
you're
like,
cutting out just a little bit, Steven.
oh,
Oh, here we you no, you're good now.
okay. So,
You're good. You're good.
as far as with the mixtape, I had mixed feelings because one thing is not this like this type of comedy or the style of comedy that I'm completely doing right now. So it's like I'm putting something out, but if you see me live, it's going to be completely different when you see me live. And and then I wanted to put it out in a particular way where it's like, oh, it has to be perfect, it has to be like this, yada yada yada. And something in my spirit was like, bro, just put it out, man. Just put the fucking
Right.
thing
Yeah, yeah.
out because the longer you sit on it, it makes no sense. Just put it out, and then I can perfect all those little things as I'm on the way. And everything else has been working out perfectly. I put it out, and I'm happy that I got this square to stand from because I'm already working on the next project. I'm already starting to put out. I got mating season coming up in February. I'm already working on a
Oh
couple
yeah.
other things. So I'm excited, and it was part of me just trying not to be a perfectionist about it. Because then if it's not perfect, then it can make you lazy. You're like, I don't even want to do it the way then that. Then
Right.
it's not gonna come out, and then people are gonna see it. Yada yada yada. I was like, man, you know what? It doesn't even matter. And for the people who can see and hear in a similar way that I can see and hear, they're gonna see me and they're gonna know what it is and be like, this guy got it. This guy he got it. He got what it takes.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, me and Kevin have both listened to the special, the mixtape.
Thank you.
We both enjoyed it. Well, I'm speaking for Kevin. I enjoyed it, Kevin.
I did enjoy it. I've got notes. I can't wait to tell you my favorite part. The audience, you guys will love it too. Those of you that have been here for a long time.
So I wanted to ask you, Steven, before we get into any specifics here, how can the audience get a hold of Hunting Season? What do you suggest? What's the how do we get a hold of it? I think we might have cut out just a little bit here. So bear with us for a second. We got Steven's socials up for anybody that wants to go follow.
Instagram and TikTok.
We're also looking at his Instagram here. All kinds of clips from if you go check out his Instagram, there's all kinds of clips on here from the special. So if you're looking for a taste, you can definitely go to Instagram and check that out. How we doing, Steven? Can you hear us? We can see you. Here, let's give Steven a second to check out his mic. Here we go. So yeah, we'll get into some of the specific jokes that he has in here that me and Kevin thought were pretty funny. Both of us had a couple that we wanted to kind of bring up. It's funny too, when we were going through watching his special, I think both of us had different times where we were like, oh yeah, we either just talked about something like this on the show, or we've talked about something like this before and related to it.
Yep. Yeah, it was very good. I enjoyed the special. Got to listen to it this afternoon. I can't wait to tell you guys my amusing anecdote. It'll be a good time. The Clout crew will enjoy it. I felt like that joke was directed specifically at me at one point.
Oh shit! And you know what? When Steven gets back, we gotta say happy birthday. I didn't know that the first, when his mixtape dropped, was actually his birthday as well. He's a December baby, just like I am.
Okay. Very nice. All right. I think we have Steven back here. Steven, hey.
I'm back, man.
What up? Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear all the nice things you guys were saying about me, man. I missed it all.
Oh, that's okay. Now you have to go watch the VOD. That's all right. That'll help us with the analytics.
Yeah, right? You got to go get it on the rewatch.
Yeah.
No, we were about to ask you some specifics about some of the different jokes you did in the special, but I wanted to first get your take. Where can everybody go get it from?
So yeah,
we're hearing a little bit of static on your end, just so you know.
DM me and I can send you the link.
Cool.
DM me, please, if you would like the tape. You can DM me on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever you can find me. And then
we got your socials up too.
Link. Oh, thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate that. And I can send you the link directly. And you know what? I'm doing this because in the age where art isn't valued and art, in a sense, is only supporting the dominant narrative, which is the whackness. You know, the dominant narrative is the whack shit. So if there's like 10,000 artists, but the TV only show you 4, everyone else in that society is being kind of cut off in a way from an experience that is being withheld from them, as far as a critique and a way of performative, philosophy, whether it's music, poetry, photography. It can be so many, even podcasting at this point. We'll probably be looking at podcasting as an art form in the near future. So I think with art being devalued and there's so much of it, I'm looking to create some type of value within myself. And that's kind of why I'm charging for the mixtape. I will have it out for the public after May. I'll put it out on DistroKid and Spotify and all the other stuff like that. But at first, I kind of wanted to cultivate value within myself.
I feel that. You cut out just a little. Well, you're cutting out here, I think. But no, I mean, I think that's a great way to look at it. Honestly, it's like there is something about if you put something out and then the idea of people reaching out to you to want to get your stuff, then I feel like there's some sort of feeling there that I would enjoy, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Like, I'm saying like, hey, I'm releasing my, if I did stand up or something, I'm releasing my special. If you want to hear it, DM me, or else, you get it for free in 6 months or whatever. But then you can really gauge like the people that are really out here, wanting to hear what you're doing and yada, yada. So I think that's a good way to do it. I mean, I guess, in certain ways, it's kind of what we do with Patreon, right, Kevin?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a great take. It's a good thing you didn't go the other way because we have a Patreon, so it's so of course we get it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think it's a smart move, and I do. Yeah, at some point it's going to be free to everybody. Absolutely, everybody who makes content at some point. I believe. I mean, there are hobbyists out there, I'm sure, but if you're trying to make a career for yourself, you can't just work for exposure forever. You have to
Right.
get paid for your work. And I think that's a really hard thing, not just for creators. I think it's hard for all entrepreneurs, all startup business folks. They always talk about it's really difficult early on to know your value and stand by it. And one of the big pieces of advice I got early on was don't give discounts to friends and family. Like those are the people that should absolutely be paying for your stuff. Like the people that should
Right?
support you above anyone else in the world. Don't give them the freebie, but it gets tough, like, especially early on, you want to just like not rock the boat too much. You're just like, hey, I'm happy to be here. But no, you got to respect your own value. And so, no, I think it's smart. And like you said, Danny, it's like what we're doing, what most people on Patreon do. Some of it's completely behind a paywall. Other stuff is early release. Hey, if you really want it, you value what I'm doing, you can have it early. And otherwise, that's totally fine. We'll get it to you. We'll put it out there. But no, I think it's a smart approach.
100%.
So yeah, Steven, since people can hit you up in the DMs for hunting season, now I
Yes.
want to ask you some specifics. Okay.
Yep.
Which you've been working on this for a while, haven't you? Because I believe that we spoke about you doing your mixtape maybe the first time in like the summer at some point. I think we kind of had an exchange about it. So you've been working on it for a good little minute.
Oh yeah, I've been working on it for a minute. So like I said, I had the idea like I'm gonna say 2 to 3 years ago. And then as we moving into the pandemic and other stuff, and then whatever the case may be, I shook it up. And then by the time we talked, I was kind of just in the stages of finalizing the mixtape concept, right? As far as like what I wanted to do. So over the summer and up until I want to say maybe September, probably by the end of September, I had gotten the hour edited down to where it was kind of just like EQ'd and mastered, and the sound was somewhat better. Now, one thing about this mixtape is that I didn't go into this project with the idea that I would be recording this material and releasing it like this, right? So when I say mixtape, it's really like an authentic mixtape in the grunge sense of like, I didn't shoot everything at the same location. The audience wasn't mic'd a lot of the time. Even my mic is possibly questionable just because of the scenario. But I was not going into those. I was not going on stage with the concept of I'm recording something tonight, so I'm going to put this out in the future. So let me make sure all these elements are together. But it also added like a punk feel to it as well, and I think it allowed people to kind of lean in more, and even audio wise, it's still enjoyable. So as they cleaned it up to the best of their ability, I had it, and I will put it out on DVD, and I will do a deluxe version. I'm going to do a deluxe version, to where. So what my full plan is to continue to push hunting season up until January, and then I'll start to promote mating season, and I'll probably start actually promoting that up until like probably by the end of December, and I'll just promote them simultaneously at the same time. But I'll put out mating season in February, and my plan is to actually have a more intentional taping to where I take maybe 8 to 10 of the jokes that maybe I only did once for the first time and they got recorded, and now I've already added more bits to it, and I added more material to some of that stuff that on hunting season that you see, and you're like, oh, okay, this is one version of the joke, but here's this like stretched out full version of the joke, how I intend to show people when I do it. you know. So I'm gonna do a deluxe version to where I re-record and I do it like a more intentional like taping style, like in the front of an audience and stuff like that, to where, you know, we make an occasion out of it. And I will have that for. I'll have that pressed into vinyls as well. So it'll be a DVD version and it'll be a vinyl version as well for deluxe. And I'll probably only press like 100 copies of it and just make it like an intimate type of release type of thing.
Yeah.
And it will be on Spotify. It will be on Spotify next year.
Sweet. Well, that's great. That's fucking great to hear. By the way, I forgot to say, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I didn't realize
thank you guys, man. Clout Route. Thank you, man.
I didn't realize that the tape and your birthday were the same day, or I would have said it to you that day.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know, it was coming up, and I was like I said, my style is changing, is switching on stage. So it was no better time than my birthday to release it. Thank you, Ham. I appreciate it. Thank you, Greg. So I was like, it was no better time to release it than then, because I feel like it's also like a perfect way to get people on board, because it's like, if you like what I was doing 4 years ago, you definitely gonna like what I'm doing right now.
Hell yeah. So me and Kevin both have some specific jokes that we wanted to bring up to you and just kind of shoot the shit about here.
Thank you, Hash. Thank you for the vegan cake.
Dude, I'm vegan too. Me and my wife are vegan.
Oh, that's what's up, Danny. I just ordered some vegan African food, some soup and shit. I just had it for the first time.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a vegan, guys. I'm sorry. We don't get the full bingo card here. I'm so sorry. I'm such
it's all
a
good,
disappointment.
Kev. It's all good. It's a long process. We're gonna work on you.
There you go. No, I wanted to ask you something. Okay, this is a complete tangent from everything, nothing to do with anything we're talking about right now. But I wanted to ask.
Oh God, is it a palate cleanser?
Besides the vegan thing, okay, it's not a palate cleanser. It's gonna be bad.
You're safe, Steven. We're all good.
So the other day I was watching somebody and they were doing like they were like putting two different disgusting foods head to head and then doing that out until they had a meal. And then they were like presenting what their meal would look like if they did the most disgusting, foods that they could think of. And one of the categories, okay, and I'd never thought about this, but it's kind of freaked me out when I did. One of the categories is like cheese or something. And it was like, it was the one cheese that you can get that like is fermented with maggots or whatever in it, which is disgusting. That's the one side.
Thank God there's only one of those.
And then the other side versus was vegan blue cheese.
Oh my God.
And it was like, because you know how it's like, it's at that point,
mold.
It's basically like oils and stuff that they let mold. That's what it is. It's like a ball of oil that they let mold. And this thing, oh dude, I should look up a picture really quick and see if I can find a picture. But the thought of it being, because they were like describing it like, okay, what would blue cheese be? Well, obviously it's molded. Regular cheese is just molded cheese. So this is just like, a ball of oil molded. Have you had vegan blue cheese before?
No,
Steven?
I don't believe so.
Okay, good. Well, we'll save you from that. Let me see if I can find a picture here of it. Gosh, I can't find the one that they had, but all of that I'm pulling up on Google right now is just pictures of it. Just looks like regular blue cheese, but
Ham wants to know if the maggot cheese is technically vegan. I don't know how that would work.
Well, you'd have to ask the maggots' consent. I
would think so, right? Like they're just living their best lives, right?
I don't know how. I don't know whatever put people here was like, hey, these bugs too, though. Don't forget these bugs. Hey, while you down there, I don't know whoever. That would just kind of cruel. I don't know if they put us here and they was like, hey, Kev, you stepping over your meal right now. That's all you right there.
Right? Yeah. Thanks a
Bugs
lot.
are just not that appealing. And bugs clearly got they clearly got a job. They trying to do something other than be eaten, you know?
Right. Let them go pollinate some shit. I don't need to fuck with them. Yeah. So anyways, like I said, let's actually get into the special a little bit and break down some of these jokes here with you. How about that?
Okay.
One of them, okay, and me and Kevin will kind of trade back and forth here. One of them that we talked about recently on the show, actually, something about it at least. A few weeks ago, there was like a new Will Smith movie coming out that had some kind of crazy ass name that if I said it, the audience would clip me out of context and share a bunch of clips of me saying something. So I won't say it. But you have the white man magic joke in your stand-up.
Yeah.
And we watched that clip of Key and Peele, the Key and Peele skit a couple weeks ago, where they do the black man magic thing, where like Key comes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm here to fix your fucking ventilator or whatever," and then Peele comes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm mopping the floor," and then they kind of give each other exchanges and they're like doing their magic at each other. I'm sure you've seen the clip.
I don't know if I've seen it. I don't know if I've seen that clip. I should definitely watch it.
Here, you know what? What a better time than right now. I can pull up some of it and we'll play some of it. But while I'm pulling it up here, I just wanted to get your take on that. The black man magic thing just rubbed you wrong, huh? You're like, there's some white man magic too.
Well, I'm always looking to counter the dominant narrative of mistreatment, right? So I feel like, all right, if we can back up a little bit, if you were to ask me, what's your purpose of doing stand-up, or why do you do stand-up? Today, I would say I would like to do stand-up and participate in this art form because I would love to make mistreatment easily recognizable, therefore corny and unfashionable, because I feel like mistreatment is such in the fabric of our existence to where we don't even know when it's happening because it's so refined. But if we can maybe poke fun or have a different perspective on these things, then we can easily recognize when mistreatment is taking place. Right. So that's funny. So
thanks, Ham.
The white man magic was essentially just because there's like, in the black community, we say black girl magic as like a champion phrase of like something cool happening, probably similar to this Key and Peele thing happening. But I just feel like if there's emphasis on black girl magic, we can't forget who else got magic out here.
Who can make you scared of dinosaurs? I love your fucking bed.
Exactly.
You know what a T-Rex sounds like.
Right, exactly. Hold on, fellas. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta step outside 1 second.
You're all good. You're all good.
No problem.
Here, I'll save this. I'll save this clip for when he gets back. We'll watch a little shout out clip while we're waiting. How about that?
Ooh, that is the job after all.
Okay, so oh gosh, there's all kinds of good ones. Here I've got one. Guess who's back, dude? Guess who is back? All Eminem. I've heard him, but all I've heard on Twitter lately is fucking fish tank this, fish tank that, and one of the stars, it seems to be coming.
Oh, don't do that. There's cameras everywhere.
Shoe Tank, bro.
Oh,
Shoe Nice back on Twitter. He's out here doing the thing, and he's trying to get on Fish Tank, and it seems like it's going to go well for him because Sam Hyde has been like retweeting him and talking about him and shit. So seems like Shuey might get out there and do the thing again. But I also want to mention one interaction with Shoe Nice. I said he was looking good in this video, and I got an instant follow. So if you're looking for an easy follow, Kevin, just go compliment Shoe Nice under one of his posts, and the Shoe Nice will follow you.
Oh, look at that. Parking Tigers verified journalist confirms that. As if on cue. Look at that.
He's following
and what's up,
everybody
Chum
out here,
Lee?
okay? Nice to see you,
Chum
Chum.
All right, I'm back, fellas.
What's up? Welcome.
Steven, are you familiar with Shoe Nice at all? Before we get into
who's Shoe Nice?
The magical black guy thing.
How do we describe Shoe Nice quickly? He used to eat glue for YouTube views, and I think didn't he do some stuff with Ethan for a while? H3H3, right, Danny?
Things. He eats things. Yeah,
he eats a lot. Yeah, he's like eats random stuff, right?
Like things as big as small as like a giant Reese cup to like he'll eat an entire tampon or something. He's just a weirdo like that kind of thing. He eats deodorant or fucking just crazy shit like that. Well,
see how we gonna make it in a time like this? People out here eating deodorant.
Hey, okay.
If you don't think the artistry is cheaping, man.
I would say you got to do what you got to do, bro. He's got the iron stomach, so he's got to eat, the most well, he actually, before he started eating things, even he originated with the slamming bottles of booze. He would do like an entire bottle of Crown Royal or whatever to the face, just one fucking go.
Nah,
yeah,
I don't care how iron your gut is. Nah, that ain't it.
See, even the Belushis had to learn to tell a joke or two before someone would put them on TV to choke a bottle of Jack. Yeah,
right.
The times they are a changing.
They are.
So
man.
He's back. He's back on Twitter. He's been banned a few times for the things that he does, the eating. So here he is. Like I said, this is what I got the follow for. He posted this video and I said, wow, Shoe Nice, you looking good. And then he just follows me instantly. The compliments go far with this man.
I can't wait.
That's funny.
Here, let me play a little bit.
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. But basically a lot of people are asking, is this his real Twitter? I used to have a couple 100,000 followers, but had to start over. Either way, Shoe Nice 222222 is definitely me, and this is my verification video. Fish tank for life. Thank you.
So you can even see he shouts out Fish Tank at the end. He's trying to get on.
Dude, hey, Danny, don't show that video to the folks at Carnage Media. Shoe Nice is coming from my spot with a voice like that. He's made for commentary.
He has so many of these isms that he is like, well, basically, and this weird shit that he says.
That's half the battle right there, having some phrases.
Yeah, that's true. He's an icon, that's for sure. Can't keep a steady YouTube channel because he keeps getting banned, but iconic, can't deny it. So here is that Key and Peele skit. Let me play just a little bit of it so you can get a taste of what I'm talking about. This is when they both come to this guy's office to do the little thing, and then they notice each other from across the room, and this is when they start going at it.
Special effects are great.
Yeah, there's a little bit of this back and forth. Steven, are you a Key and Peele guy? You like Key and Peele?
I feel like I like them separate outside of the sketch show. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really care for the sketch show as much. I thought some of the sketches was really good, but then most of my time I thought some of the sketches went on too long. And then
interesting.
I just didn't know fully like what type of critique they were looking to make, like I don't know. I'm at this point right now, Danny, to where I know most artists are like, I'm gonna put out a song and whatever people feel from the song, that's just what they get. And everyone have a different interpretation. I'm gonna make a painting and the painting can interpret one thing and then it can mean something else to somebody else. I'm like, nah, fuck that. This is what I mean.
Right.
I mean
I get that.
I mean this.
I
Don't
get
it confused with nothing else.
Well, that's the thing. Like nowadays, honestly, it's better that way to like you want people to know you're fucking what you're saying and not get it misconstrued, because then they clip you out of context, or they take what you say and say you mean this, and then you blast it out on Twitter, and then it's your ass or whatever. Where I think if you're very explicit on what you're trying to get across, there's less of that.
Right.
But I loved that white man magic bit. That was real good. Kevin, do you have a bit you'd like to ask Steven about here?
Oh yeah. So this one not only was a roller coaster ride for me, so forgive the anecdote, if you will, but I think the Clout Route audience will enjoy this as well. So you have a joke in your special, Steven, about how no white dudes can call you brother. And so some of the audience now can understand how I immediately started sweating when this happened. I have my notebook out. I'm jotting down some notes. Like, what are we going to talk about with each other? And I hear this no white dudes can call me brother joke, so I immediately, as I'm sitting there, I write, my first note is apologies in advance if I call you brother. It's a Hulk Hogan thing. And then you kind of go on, and your punchline was that the only white dude that can call you brother is Hulk Hogan. And I start crying laughing at that point. So that was one of my favorite bits for sure. So I had to share that with the crew, because I say that word way too often.
It's it's definitely a recurring bit where, we'll get into something and then Kevin goes straight into, well, here, let me tell you, brother.
That doesn't work for me, brother. Let me tell you something, dude. All right.
See, well, you know what? Then Kevin meets the requirement. He already meets the prerequisites. He's calling plenty of white people brother too out here.
There you go.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, thank you for calling that out, because according to the rules of the joke, I do pass the brother test. Yeah.
There was another one I wanted to ask you about too, and this one, me and Kevin share a lot of mutual friends. So as soon as I hear you tell the accidental crack joke, my brain went straight to a story that I actually have heard and know about one of our mutual friends. But why don't do you mind just giving us the spiel? Is that too much?
Oh, me?
Yeah. The accidental crack story.
You could have played it. You could play the joke if you got it. But
okay, I can do that too if you want me to.
Yeah, I think that'd be enjoyable.
Cool.
Hey, look at that. Exactly
well, I give a little background of the story though. So essentially, I have a really good friend that she moved to Ecuador a couple of years ago, but she was doing voiceover acting out here in Hollywood and really successful at it. But she was originally from Minnesota. So she decided to go home one, summer holiday or whatever the reason was, to visit some friends and family. And she says she's catching up with some friends from high school, and they start smoking. And she's like, what is this? And yeah.
So here, I've got it right here. Can I full screen? No, I can't. Okay, let's do this. Pull you up here. Put you to a full screen. Here you go.
Nice.
Bowl and shit, right? And she hits it, and she's like, what the fuck is that? Like that. And she was like, he said, oh, it's crack. Nigga,
fuck. Said that shit like it was something positive.
Like he gave her a sandwich. Like, what kind of meat is this?
You gotta die.
She's pissed off, rightfully so. She gets up. She's like cussing him out. You motherfucker, I can't believe you just gave me crack. Da, da, da. She said she gets in the car. She's driving home. She said it took everything in her to not turn back around and get another hit.
Oh, you're sick.
She pulled back up like, you know what? I don't even know why I was tripping, honestly. You want to hang out?
Right. I apologize for the way I was acting earlier.
Life starts at the heart.
So there you go, guys. That's a little taste there, right from the old mixtape.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
God,
Yeah,
no,
that's a true
that
story.
one cracked
True
me the
story.
fuck up, dude. Can I ask you here? Actually, let me pull you guys back up here real quick. What were your guys' what is this, Halloween or something?
Yeah, so we're in Halloween costume, and I just picked up. Dennis had like some wigs, and I had a pregnant belly, so I put on a pregnant belly and a wig that just didn't make sense. Arthur was Arthur, obviously. Niles at the beginning of the show, Niles was Batman, but he took off his mask because it was too hot. And then Johnny Mac was like Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mac.
Mickey Mac. Yeah, you did say something about your water broke or something at some point.
Yeah.
So. That's awesome though. But yeah, no, that's straight from it. Kevin, will you impart on us and the audience here, our mutual friends, related story, I guess here?
Well, this one, Steven, not only hit close to home for us, but apparently a few people in the chat as well. Here, I thought we would be unique bringing this story, but a couple of chatters have already beat us to the punch. Now, I witnessed a very similar experience at one point in my post-college days, right? Still living that lifestyle, lots of roommates, lots of parties. Well, one night, one of my roommates hands the other roommate a little pipe, one that I had never particularly seen before, but there's a lot of stuff I don't know about in the world. And as roommate number two, it sucks in, just breathes the whole hit in. Roommate number one leans in and says, "You just smoked crystal meth."
Oh my God.
And
you going to jail.
And yeah, oh yeah, horrible person, by the way. Roommate number one would never speak to roommate number one again. But the funniest part of the story, which is where it really, like, the punchline of your joke just had me in stitches, was about an hour later or so, roommate number two walks over to roommate number one. It was like, "Hey, is it cool if I get another hit of that?" and we a mutual friend is yelling at roommate number two, like, "Why would you do that? Like, you were so upset earlier when you found out what it was." And he was like, "Yeah, well, but I'm already here now. I might as well well have a good night." So when you said that, I was like, that rings true. That joke sounds like a true story, bro. Oh my God. So yeah, that one cracked me up. What up, James? Welcome. What up, chat?
That's so real. That shit is so real.
I guess, yeah, it's happened more than, it happens more often than you'd think, I guess.
Poland says everyone here has done meth.
Apparently our entire chat right now agrees. Yeah. That one time that dickhead tricked me with the bowl of meth.
That's how it goes. Probably it's that one person you've trusted before. They've given you stuff before and it's safe, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's just don't worry about why that looks like that." And then next thing you know,
Hash over here, Hash talking about it took me a minute before to figure it out. I smoked so much I was up for 3 days. How it take you 3 days to figure it out? It took you 3 days and no sleep to be like, "Oh, I think I'm on some shit for real." Oh my God.
Damn. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't slept for days.
I think maybe by the fourth skipped meal, you're like, "I wonder, maybe that was meth."
Well, I heard drugs. I've heard like hard drugs explain. I mean, any drug essentially, but I heard it explain like someone compared it to ice cream. So essentially, like imagine like what Hash is saying. Imagine your first time doing getting ice cream. Someone's like, "Wait, I'm gonna give you this ice cream, and you're gonna love it." And the first time it's gonna be free. The first time it's on me, because anytime you get some drugs, it's usually you don't pay for it the first time. You have someone like usher you in to it, right? So they're like, your first time is gonna be free, but if you do take it, you're gonna want some every 3 hours, and the only person you can get it from is me. And it costs this much, So it's like, do you eat ice cream if you're gonna want some every 3 hours?
Right. Yeah, right. That's to me the red flag of anything. If to get into the game is free, that's a dangerous game. I don't want to be playing, right? Like whatever it is, because who else does that? Like casinos will comp rooms. Why? Because you'll be in debt for the rest of your life after a weekend out there. Like what? Yeah. All these gambling sites give you $200 for free. Now, why? Why would a gambling company be willing to give everyone in multiple states $200 of free money? Gee, I wonder how that could be profitable. So yeah, if it's free, just don't take it. All right, just don't. I feel like the Dewey Cox, the Hard Knocks. You don't want none of this, Dewey.
You don't want no part of this shit.
You don't want no part.
Yeah, you don't want no part of this, Dewey.
I mean, I've never had the experience myself. Okay, I used to party a bit when I was younger, so I've been around these kind of things, and like I've never had the experience of somebody giving me something and saying it's like, oh, just hit this, weed or whatever, and then it ends up being something else. I've never had that because I think I'd flip out legitimately. I think I'd get pissed off at somebody for that. Hard, like it would immediately turn into a bad thing for me because I'd be over the edge pissed. But I've had like people warn me in situations and I've not listened to them. And looking back on it, I feel like I should have. Who knows what I did? Like, I moved to the big city here. I mean, from a small town in Ohio, and I moved to Columbus. Shit. I'm 31 now. It's like fucking 10 years ago or something now. God. But when I first moved here, a couple funny things. The neighborhood we moved into, we were the only white people on the block, which was funny, especially when my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, my girlfriend's parents were helping us move in, and there were like people watching us move all of our shit in, like standing like at the front of our house, essentially like watching what we're bringing into the house. I don't think we were very welcome. And my girlfriend's mom cried all the way home because of where we moved in at. But I tell you what, it was a great time, cheap rent where we lived. And my neighbor, his name was Ray. He'd bump his music like 100%. It'd be, our whole house would be shaking. We deal with it. We were young at that point, so it's fine. And we'd come out on the porch sometimes and like pass around a blunt, and some of the neighbors would come around and we'd all, chat, and, they would try to get in on it, whatever. We were nice people, tried to be nice to everybody. One time we go out front and Ray's like, man, I'm telling you, you come out here and you smoking some shit. If anybody offers you anything, I'm telling you right now, don't take anything that they passing you a blunt even, don't take it. He's like, we're chill, we're cool, but who knows what these people got in there. Well, I never listened. So it's like a couple different times I probably
they told me the same thing in Portland. I listened.
You listen though?
I listened, man. They told me the same thing in Portland. Arthur didn't listen. Y'all can talk about that later. Arthur didn't listen. Arthur.
But yeah, no, I didn't listen to Ray then. I mean, like that day, I was like, oh yeah, he's probably right. We chilled out, but there were other times where we went out there and we were just shooting the shit with some of the neighbors, and they're like, well, I got this to match you, and we're like, whatever.
Right.
The worst occurrence of it, I guess I would say, is after we moved out of this place, we moved into another we moved into like campus area this time. So it was like a bunch of it was younger kids, you know, more our age at that point. So it was all kinds of people partying. And we have like our first party at this place and it spills into the neighbor's party. So the neighbors come over and it's 4th of July. So we're carrying on, shooting off fireworks, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And I can remember the look on my wife's face. She's like standing in the doorway and I'm raging on the porch or whatever. I'm always loud and carrying on. And this guy comes up and he's like, oh, hey man. Yeah, we're partying, you know, whatever. Hey, tilt your head back real quick. I got you.
Oh, hell no.
I take one look at my wife. And her face is like, Kevin. No. Her face is just like horrified. And I'm just like, I tilt that shit right back. Oh. Mouth open. He gives me a little. I mean, I had a good night. I can't tell you what it was.
God damn.
I don't do stuff like that anymore, thankfully. We've grown up a little bit since then. But yeah, my younger days, man. I guess I didn't give a fuck. I didn't listen to anybody.
Danny would have been real fun to have at music festivals. It's like, here, Danny, you try it first.
That's they go a little step too far. Then you got like somebody turned upside down and they're like eyedroppers into their, you know, butthole or something. That, you know, that would be where I draw the line.
Danny, it's free if you boof it at a lot of places.
That's
exactly.
Discount boof.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought opium was something that had died 200 years ago until I started going to music festivals, and I happen to be the only one still awake at 3 a.m. tending to a fire. And this guy's like, he's like, I know this looks like legitimate tar, but I swear it'll be a good time. I was like, oh God, I can't. There's no one I can call for help.
Oh goodness gracious.
Nope, never did opium, guys. Don't worry.
So on this last bit of the show here, I got like a little list together, Steven, of some comedians that we've talked about on the show previously.
Okay.
I wanted to do like a little pre-pandemic, post-pandemic visit with some of these comedians because I've noticed as we talk about a lot of these people, two things. One, that the trajectory for a lot of these people since the pandemic, you know, might have been a big comedian before the pandemic. It has went downhill for most people. It seems like bad things have happened to a lot of these comedians. So that's one thing to note when we're going through all of them. Like, is there even a comedian that came out unscathed from the pandemic? I mean, I don't know. But I also wanted to do that with you at the top. I thought it was interesting and I wanted to ask you about it. I've seen you share this clip on like in your stories before. I looked through your Instagram and I couldn't find the exact clip I was thinking of, but there's this clip that you've shared where you're getting put into the back of a police cruiser and you're given this spiel that is excellent. Okay. And I just wanted a little insight on that. Like, were you an activist when you were younger or something? Or what were you doing?
I would I guess I would use that term. It was weird. I was definitely out in the street looking for change. And it was even when I did that was something I did on my own because
you were spitting.
I didn't have a network, you know. I didn't have like a group of people that I can go out to and be like, oh, let's go look to make some shift and, you know, make some changes that are going to be, you know, monumental. So all I could do is use what I had. And I was like looking to have some dynamic thinking around how could I get people to notice kind of this is like 13 years ago. You know, I'm like a year into comedy, maybe 2 years into comedy, and I'm having this mental, emotional awakening of my environment, and I see how much of it is on fire, and I see how much of other people are reacting to it where they are, and I see how much non-activity we had around our reaction towards it. So in that, I was like, damn, what can I do?
And I took it upon myself. It was so funny because I didn't have any of this equipment, but it all like fell into my lap within that week of doing this. So I was like, I want to do something to where I can kind of challenge the status quo. So a I'm at I'm out with a friend and we're at a hotel drinking, and we meet these guys from Australia who are staying in this hostel like across the street, and they want to smoke weed. Like they haven't smoked weed, or at least like LA weed, right? So we all go grab some weed and we're smoking and we're like chit chatting and shit, and we're making laughs. And as we coming out, there's another family who's leaving the country, but they came with like a bunch of they came with like a bunch of camping equipment or some shit, right? So they gave us like 4 tents, like 4 family sized tents. So I got this tent, and then I go to this store up the street from my house that happened to be a art department for movies. So they had a bunch of like dope ass movie art and props that you will see like really in film and TV, right? So I got a drum that was in Prince of Persia, and I took this drum, and then I also got a megaphone, right? So now I have a megaphone, a drum, and a tent, and I take it all down to Hollywood Boulevard, and I start talking shit to people about waking up and about like how shit is all fucked up, and we shouldn't just be out here taking pictures of the stars and ignoring our fellow, homeless people and yada yada yada. And I did that for about 2 days, and then on the last day, I decided this is not enough. I need to do more. So I climbed the KTLA news tower that was on the corner of Van
Yeah.
Ness and Hollywood, and I shut down Hollywood for a couple of hours, and they came out
Oh,
with a fire department, and they came out with that fucking balloon that you jump on when there's a fire in your apartment or some shit. And I got sent to a psych ward for 7 days.
damn, really?
Yeah,
No shot. So they
yeah,
put
yeah,
you in
yeah,
the back of that
Wow.
cruiser and then took you right there, huh? Or
yeah,
how'd
yeah,
that
yeah.
work?
They was like, this dude certified crazy, man.
Man, dude. Who was it that was away with the camera fucking sniping you when you're getting put into the back? Because that's just like, I don't know. Whenever
That
I
was
see
just the
that
news.
clip,
That was the actual
oh,
news
that was
camera.
just the news.
Yeah, so
That's so dope.
there's yeah,
You look
that's the
like such
actual
a
news camera.
badass getting into the back of that fucking cruiser and just talking your shit right before you get in. I was like, dude, it's just such an awesome clip. I love that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. No, it was so funny because I seen some family that I hadn't seen in a couple of years last night, and he said the same thing to me.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, man, you've been at it then for a while then, huh? You said when that happened, it was a year after you had started comedy stand
Yeah,
up.
that was in August in 2012.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, man. Yeah. You've
Paul-
been at
Poland
it. You've been
says
at
that
it.
footage should be a bonus feature on your DVD.
That's hilarious. You know what? Thank you for that idea, Poland. I think I might do something like that.
There you go. Hey, she's our executive producer. She's full of good ideas.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Poland. That's dope.
Kevin, did you have any other ones that you wanted to bring up? Another one that I thought was funny was the Halo one. Instantly when you said, oh, white people in church singing the Halo theme song. I'm like, what? That is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it is. The other one that got me going was the "Get with the Times" bit. I really enjoyed that joke. In the Mesozoic era,
Thank you.
When did they start saying "get with the times"?
Yeah, that one was well done. No, but as far as that, I mean, so I guess I actually have a question for you though, kind of just about your general process. And kind of segue into that for a second. So how do you go about crowd work? Is that like, do you have certain jokes in your set that you're like, this is for me to entice the crowd to speak to me, or is it just something that like if somebody starts being loud, you're like, okay, you just gave me something. I can work with that. Let me go with it. Is it something you try to enjoy? Do you look for it?
You know what? All right. Well, my comedy was during that time of recording a special. It's a little bit of both. I do have jokes that pose a certain question, you know, so I'm looking for people to answer, and then depending on that answer, I can take it in different ways. But as far as like crowd heckling and like people just interrupting, I don't really deal with hecklers, but I don't mind shifting the show and talking shit about the moment, you know, like whatever is I hate to ignore what's going on in the room. Now, I love doing crowd work. It's fun to me, but I think where my comedy is going recently, my comedy is provoking people to respond like we in church. So I'm getting a different type of call and response now. I'm getting people like giving me the yes and adding in there and what about this, you know, and then this too, you know, and it's actually making it even more fun, and it is making it more flexible. But yeah, my idea of crowd work is like, I think it's fun when it's authentic and when it's in the moment, though. I don't feel that it necessarily supersedes joke telling. I think what the issue with like social media comedy is that a lot of it does focus on the crowd work, and then you may go see this person live and then nothing interesting happens in the crowd, right? So this person now has to rely on their material because you're trying to get something out of the crowd that's not available at that moment, you know? So I just hate for people, because this is how I feel like comedy is essentially, as far as like the consumption of it. Imagine like great comedy is like a family recipe that was been passed down for like 2,000 years. But let's say the last 100 years, a particular, these two ingredients you guys haven't been able to source, you know, just because of the nature of whatever. So imagine there's going to be a generation of people who are like, well, you guys don't know what the cake really tastes like. And then there's going to be people like, well, it's great right now. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, you know? So people's palates change depending on what they're used to and what's available, you know? And if there's only whack shit available, people are going to be like expecting the whack shit, you know? So I think people who really want to invest and like seek out good comedy, they have to do the work as far as like finding it. I'm sure there's people in your local town, in your local city, wherever you are, who have a disposition and a perspective that's humorous, that resonates with you, and no one really knows them as they should, and they need your support. They need you out there talking about what they're doing and supporting what they're doing, because there are people out there doing cool shit right up the street who vibe with what you vibe with. So I like crowd work. I like doing it, though I think as a whole, we should focus more so on the joke writing and the joke telling, and like, what is this person talking about? Because me personally, I'm coming down to the point of like, it's either going to be constructive or non-constructive. And I'm looking to be as constructive as I can. I'm not looking just to make people laugh, to make them laugh. We can laugh. There's plenty of shit to laugh about. I'm here. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry, and we're going to think. We're going to do all three. Okay.
I always like that.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. No, you're fine. I always like that about you too, Steven. Even in some of your stand-up, you talk about like, there was one point when you were talking to, I think it was Niles or whatever, and you were saying like, he's calling you and he's like, hey, what's up? And you say, oh, nothing, just crying or whatever. It's like, and you guys kind of joke about it, whatever. But I like how you don't seem to be ashamed of the way you feel about things.
No, man.
You know, wear your
because,
feelings on your shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah, well, the best art is the art that is authentically the artist, you know. Like the things that are the most true to the person sharing it and delivering it and standing on that are the things that resonate with people. And I think that's what my whole angle is. Like, no matter how I show up at a show, I'm looking to do my best. I'm looking to be comfortable. I'm looking to be relaxed. But even yesterday, for instance, it's a random story, and I hope this is not going on too long. But
Oh
even
no, you're all
yesterday, for
good.
instance,
You got plenty of time.
cool. Even yesterday, for instance, I'm out and I have this joke on mating season. I can't wait for people to hear it, actually, because it's something that I recorded. I don't even have the video of it. I just recorded the audio of this show, and I put it on my next mixtape that I'll be releasing. But essentially, I was telling this story about how I met this woman at Trader Joe's, and we hit it off, and we are hanging out, and we getting busy, and everything is good, right? And the story kind of leaves off there because this is like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, right? So the joke in the bit is just essentially me having a good time with this woman, and then I tell this other side of things not going right with this other woman. So the joke ends, and I really like the bit. It's like a 5-minute bit. It's funny. So yesterday, out of nowhere, the girl I was talking about in the bit, I just ran into her at the farmer's market. I haven't seen her in 2 years.
I love that.
And I haven't seen her, like I said, I haven't seen her in 2 years. Just ran into her at the farmer's market. And you run into friends and shit. And I'm like, all right, well, we get over the pleasantries and shit. So I was like, so what happened? Where'd you go? I thought you like either moved to Florida, because essentially from what I know, she just ghosted me. Essentially she just ghosted me from my perspective, right?
Right.
And she goes, well, I had a boyfriend, right? No, I did not. No, I did not know that. What makes you think that I know that? So after I left the farmer's market, I went to a storytelling mic, and I told this story, basically part 2 of like since that moment of me meeting her. And then what happened when I thought I was ghosted, come to find out she was in a relationship. Come to find out I was in a relationship with someone in a relationship, and we was all in this weird, like, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And then the funny thing about that, I'm like all over the city last night doing a bunch of different things. I'm like near LAX, I'm at USC, I'm in Hollywood, I'm just traveling from different parts of the city. And we go, me and some friends, me and some comics, it's like 2:00 in the morning. We go to this ramen spot. And as I walk in, this comic that I haven't seen since I told the story 2 years ago at a show, he's right there, and he's like, yo, I ain't seen you in 2 years. I remember you were telling the story about the girl you met at Trader Joe's. And
isn't that
I had
weird,
to get
dude?
him recorded. I recorded him saying it because I was like, this is just too in sync right now. So yeah, I ran into a comic that I haven't seen since I told that story. I ran into her, and it was all in the same day. And I was just like, this shit is weird, man.
I feel like that's shit like that is like the universe telling you something, I think. You know what I mean? Especially you just put out the mixtape and everything, and then all this kind of, what is it? I don't know. It's just the stars align, and then these kind of weird things happen. I like that.
No, you're right. You're right.
I was gonna, like I was telling you before we you know how we do on the shout out, we always get into these tangents, so we went on a couple tangents there. That's always fine. That's the best content. But at one point we were talking about the crowd work. Yeah, Kevin had asked you about the crowd work, yada yada, and I really feel like that's a thing that some comedians are really pushing right now. Is like, it almost seems like they just do crowd work and that's it. They've got like 2 bits and then they do crowd work.
Or that's what all of their shorts are, right? All their reels are crowd work.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this notion. I don't have the same notion. I don't believe you can burn material. I believe there's material that necessarily doesn't suit you or fit you. Your mind is maybe shifted, your perspective has changed. But as far as like, if it's funny and it's relatable, I don't think you can burn material by putting it out. Now, most comics they put out crowd work because they feel like, well, I'm not burning any of my good stuff, so when people come see me, they will see it for the first time. But for someone like me, I don't have a huge following, and even if you did, people want to see the things that they like you for anyway. So it's like, I never do the same joke in the same way. I never do it twice in the same manner. Like if you see me do the same joke, I guarantee you I'm going to present it differently than the last time you see me do the joke, right? So I'm always about like keeping things fresh. Though I think if people really vibe with you and fuck with you, they don't mind you putting out material, and you maybe do that material again if they see you live. You know, I just think a lot of comics are kind of scared, and they're holding on to things that they think, you know, it's like, well, I got to save this for this. But where I'm at right now, I'm like, I'm going to make more stuff. I got plenty of more stuff. I got stuff I don't even know when I'm going to be able to get to it. I got so much material, you know? So I'm like, I don't care about putting stuff out, because I know next time you see me, it's going to be perfected. It's going to be better. And I'm always working on new stuff. I'm never in the same place. I'm never working on, I do a joke 7 times and it's an old joke to me, you know? So I'm like, I'm always working on new material. I'm never doing the same type of set. So I think it's just comics not being willing to be flexible enough and to be willing to build enough, you know, tried and true material, and just really not taking enough risk. So they figure they rather just take risk on the crowd work and posting that, as opposed to taking risk in the real like world, as far as just making these jokes and making people laugh, making people think. So like I said, to me, I hope the notion of just putting stuff out, putting your best foot forward and keeping it pushing, let people judge you off the jokes, because I got more jokes. Like I got a joke for every area of activity, and I got more than one, you know. So I'm going to keep hitting people over the head with shit, different topics, different ideas, coming out of left field with things, and, you know, yeah, putting out constructive stuff. So I think that's part of the reason why social media looks the way it does when it comes to comedy, because like you're saying, most comics are putting out crowd work clips, and that changes the notion of comedy to where people are going to be thinking, oh, well, when I go to a show, he's going to talk to me, or when I go to a show, I'm going to have this interaction. When I go to a show, there's going to be this thing, and it kind of shifts the narrative a little bit, because now people think the comedy's like this thing that's in their hands, and it's like, well, we have to wait till we invite you to be in on whatever we're doing. You just can't assume that you're here to bring some shit to the table. So yeah, man. But like I said, I don't believe you can burn material. Whatever comes out of me, it's always fresh, it's always dope. And I think if people resonate with it, they wouldn't mind me doing it again, you know.
Well, I'm pretty sure me and Kevin all the time have bits where we've told a story that we probably tell differently in another episode. You know what I mean? It's just like a story that happened to us. You embellish a little here, you change it a little there. You know, that's storytelling and like making people laugh, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it's insane. Bill Hicks used to complain about people requesting specific jokes. He'd say, I'm not a fucking jukebox. Don't ask me to do the Oklahoma phone joke again. So like it's it's weird that there's this notion that people are like, oh, well, if you've seen my best joke on TikTok, you won't want to hear me tell it live. Like, no, if George Carlin were still around today and he wanted to talk about like the bullshit of PR speak, I would want to see that bit for 10 minutes at a live show. I was like, oh, I saw this on YouTube, so it's worthless.
Yeah.
It's very weird to me. If that were the case, every movie preview would only show you stuff that got deleted that didn't make the final cut. And then no one would want to go watch that movie. It makes no sense.
Exactly.
There was somebody, somebody I work with the other day says to me, her and her mother went to an Elton John concert, and he played all the new stuff, his latest hits, you know, whatever. And they leave, and her mom was like, well, why didn't he play Rocket Man? Like, that's what I came for.
Right.
It's like sometimes they want to hear the greatest hits. I mean,
they want to hear the hits.
For. Yeah,
they want to hear the hits, man. People want to hear the hits.
So have you heard of this comedian, Matt Rife? Have you heard of this guy? He's
Of course.
kind of viral lately. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're aware of him. So I made all these comedians I'm going to bring up. I made a little edit that shows like a picture of them previously, a picture of them now, and then maybe a headline that they're kind of associated with at the moment. Here's Matt Rife. Now, when we've been talking about him for the past couple episodes because of various things. He's going viral right now and everything about his crowd work, essentially, like, and then his response to people and his crowd work. You see the article here. Matt Rife ignites backlash over domestic violence joke in a Netflix special. That specifically we talked about because he makes this joke. People criticize them for it. And then his response was to send them pictures of special ed helmets.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask you, do you, and I know, I kind of already know your answer. We've kind of already went over a little bit, but is there anything to this? Like he sold himself. I think that's how I feel about it. At least he's like, he's doing these things to get this reaction. No press is bad press kind of thing. But like, I think you're screwed now. You're pissing off the people that like you previously, his previous audience. He's calling people special ed now. So it's like, yeah, you can get a couple viral chuckles out of it, but do you think that's long-term at all?
No, not at all. I don't think so at all. I think that's a really dismissive and non-constructive way to, assess himself. He was better off just being quiet, to be honest. I think he was much better off being quiet. I understand as a critic, there's like, you have this inclination that you have the right to offend in a way, kind of like Kevin Hart's special, but that comes with rights can be taken,
Yeah.
So like, it comes with the responsibility. It's not like this loose one all fits all, like I can just be rude, because like what you said, he alienated his core audience, his core fan base, but also it just wasn't fully funny, So it's like, you can't attack offensive, touchy subjects without having the aptitude and the skill set to dissect it. So a lot of times you may get an idea for a joke, and you have to mold it, you have to shape it like a goddamn ceramics artist, like shaping some fucking bowl or something. You have to really be meticulous the more offensive the subject matter is. And I think that was his problem. Instead of looking at himself and seeing like, well, is there ways that the joke could have been more constructive, could have been more funny, could more people would have enjoyed it, even his core audience, if it hit on these areas that, just made it something that was actually, a joke that wasn't even, you couldn't even question it. Like the fact that people have to question it and see where he's coming from, because it's kind of like a left field of his typical style of comedy.
Right.
But I think it's just him not looking into himself as far as like, did I make a mistake, or could I do something better, or he's more like just wearing it as like, yeah, I did it, and what? And I mean, that works
you
so
guys,
far.
whatever.
I think that works to an extent. I think you may get a couple of the bros on your side. You may get a couple of women that be like, all right, that's cool. But I think for the most part, and as as an art form, and this just the general consensus of how people are welcoming it and consuming it, I think most people are like, nah, it was tasteless. I think most people are like, that could have been definitely better. And yeah, it just goes into what I was saying before, as far as like actually joke writing. If you were putting more emphasis on writing unique jokes to where only you can do, because Matt Rife says things that if 100 people were talking, he sounds like maybe 70 of the people that were talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get what you're saying.
So it's like, when I do jokes and when I do stand up, I'm looking to sound different. If there's 100 people talking, I'm looking to sound like the only one out of those 100 people.
I like that. Did you know that he was a Wild and Out, dude? I don't think I watched Wild and Out when he was on.
Yeah, that's how he got his his initial break, his media break.
Like, is this a recent iteration of Wild and Out? Or is this like back in the day? Because I
think this is like 2000, like between 15, 18 area.
Okay, so I probably didn't watch it at that time. It wasn't like the initial run.
It wasn't the peak like in our high school.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. I've actually got a couple clips of Matt Rife. I got a couple that I'll show you guys. Funny enough, so people that we talk about all the time on the show, you know, not really Matt Rife. He's only been recently, but Jordan Peterson is quite the, regular character on the show. Jordan Peterson had him on his fucking podcast this past week. And it's like, this guy makes a couple like edgy jabs at the audience. And now like Jordan Peterson wants to interview him for some reason.
Yeah, that's strange.
But I know the audience will love this here. So we've got Jordan Peterson explaining the concept of haiku to Matt Rife while he smiles cluelessly. So check this out.
So there's a Japanese poetry form known as haiku, which has very strict rules. Well, MIT nerds set up a website decades ago now that was devoted to haiku.
This dude calling other dudes nerds.
Spam. And there's like 50,000 haikus. There's literally 50,000 haikus online in the online haiku spam.
Look at Matt Rife's face right here.
This dude's like smiling at something he don't even know what he's smiling at.
I love that you said that. Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, whatever you're saying.
Tell me about that database with 50,000 haikus on it. Yeah, I'm so.
He's got customer service face on, man. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'd love to help you. How can I help? You have a great day too.
Oh goodness, here, let's let him talk a little bit more.
Spam archive, and they're hilarious, but partly they're hilarious because, well, it's bad enough that you have to just do haiku because that's like pointless and constraining to begin with, but then to restrict it even further.
So specific.
Well, it forces a kind of wit, and so I can imagine that having the constraint of only being able to make jokes about being the white guy must have also been one of the things that sharpened your wit.
I think so too, and I think, unless I'm misconstruing this, I think that
he goes on.
Someone bought himself a thesaurus.
It cuts him off there at the end. So
I'm just teasing you, Matt. I don't know.
We don't even need to hear what else he says. But he just so agrees too. It's like, so yeah, being a plain old white guy definitely limits your comedy a little bit, don't you think? Oh well, yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, I've got it's so hard for me. Jordan, you're right.
And then what was this other one, dude? I mean, I haven't actually watched this whole show yet. It takes me a little bit to muster up the energy to watch a Jordan Peterson content, period, any of it.
Oh yeah, there's proof of that in our Patreon, by the way. Shameless plug.
Here's another one with Matt Rife and Jordan Peterson. Matt Rife to Jordan Peterson. I'm a huge fan, man, but I haven't done any research. This was my favorite because it's like, now you know that Jordan's people reached out to the guy because he's going viral, and that's absolutely the only thing they know about each other.
Why did you decide to come on my podcast?
I'm a huge man.
Oh, well,
I find
you.
Listen, you and I have never met. I'll be truthfully honest. I haven't done extensive research into everything you've done, but I find you to be a very man and very well spoken, and someone who stands on their morals and the realism of society.
Anytime people don't know anything about you, they say how well spoken you are.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh my
That's an
God.
easy one to
I
get
love
in.
the way he speaks for himself.
Who is that
don't
like the
speak
equivalent
for
of just calling
themselves?
someone nice? Yeah, he's nice.
Well, Bucko.
And I just highly appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but I
No,
do
of course. I just
appreciate
want-
the
that's
fact that
fine.
they
but
emerged
I
well.
caught one anyway. Oh God.
I wasn't fishing for compliments at all.
Well, I'm reeling this one in though, Bucko. Sorry, he's just voice. His voice. You guys know I love making voices. So sorry, brother. I love making voices, brother.
But this kind of thing is like, it's like if oh, hey, Steven, your album's about to come out, or your album came out, and I want you to come on the show and talk about your album. But then you get here and it's like, well, I haven't actually watched the album yet,
And I'm over here like, how did you make those beats? Are they all instrumentals? Like thinking it's a damn music album?
Right.
It's like, who goes on somebody's show and has no idea who the fuck you're talking to in the first place? Oh.
That's so bad, man.
So pretty good stuff.
For the
Go ahead.
Well, that's why you guys got the name the Clout Route.
That's right.
That's why Jordan Peterson gonna be on here.
Hey, apparently we have a back door to get the shoe nice. So we're working our way up.
Yeah, I think so, man.
So here, let's get into a couple more before we let you go. We're winding down to the end of the show here.
Yeah, thanks again.
No,
Steven,
we really
for hanging out with
appreciate
us.
Having you on, Steven. It's been great so far. Somebody I wanted to get
Likewise,
to.
I gotta go catch a.
Oh, go ahead. Catching something later?
Oh no, I was just saying I gotta go catch Corey's thing.
Okay. Well, we won't keep you too much longer, okay? I don't want to hold you from your life here.
Nah, you're good.
One I wanted to hit before we get out of here is we actually watched some Will Smith stuff on Patreon. Like last month or something. It was his music videos. We were laughing at some his movie music videos. It was like the Wild Wild West and the Men in Black one. What's the Men in Black song?
Men in Black.
Oh, it is
Men in Black.
Yeah. I forgot what it was called. But anyways, this has to do with Will Smith, but it's more about Chris Rock. I thought that he was an interesting one to bring up when we're talking like pre and post pandemic here. I've got a clip, but I've also got this edit here to show. We've got old school Chris Rock and we've got new school Chris Rock. The Today article down here says Chris Rock gives his side of the Will Smith Oscar slap and Netflix special. Quote, "It still hurts."
Oh wow.
But this is another one. Like now this isn't exactly Chris Rock's fault. He didn't do anything. But the conflict never avoids anyone, eventually catches up to these celebrities somehow, and he gets fucking slapped in the middle of fucking making a couple jokes about G.I. Jane jokes. We'll watch it here, but I kind of wanted to ask you, Steven, have you ever experienced a joke that's went so horribly south for somebody that they get charged and assaulted?
No. I've seen other people do that. I haven't had that experience myself, but I have seen crowd members going up on stage. I've seen comics fight and swing on crowd members before. And yeah, shit does get ugly. Now, I haven't had that experience myself. I have had hecklers, but it's never gotten near a level of like violence or someone approaching me about it. But I mean, the last heckle that I had, actually, it went pretty well. It resulted in me getting an extra $100. But this guy, he was
hell yeah.
This guy was drunk at this bar I was doing a show at, and he was like, let me tell you this story about, I triggered something in him and he wanted to hear it. He wanted to tell a story about something. I was like, I'll let you tell a story. You give me $100. And he was like, all right.
and he gave me $100, and I gave him the microphone, and he got maybe about 2 minutes to the story, and the crowd said, "Okay, I'm done. We're done."
Oh, nice. That has to feel so good. It's like, not only did you put some money in my pocket, but these guys are like, get this guy out of here. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. And then they
That's what
gave me
you
the
get.
microphone, and I continued my job. Yeah.
That's what you get for being an asshole like that in the middle of somebody's shit, dude. I love that. Pay up and you get booed off the stage. Fuck
Right.
that guy. I love that.
Yeah, dude, hecklers are the worst.
We said something about here, let me show a little bit of this Chris Rock here. It's so funny. I haven't seen it in a while either, so I think it's a funny one to just glance at real quick. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock uncensored. Okay, I skipped forward a bit to where he's actually giving the bit so we can like hear what he's actually saying. Here we go.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada,
He's all
Elijah,
laughed right now.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Will loves it at first. At first, he loves it.
That was a nice one. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh, Richard. Oh, wow.
God damn.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
God damn. Sometimes it's shocking to watch back, dude. He really lets loose.
The A+, Chris
Yeah.
Rock. You know, how do you keep your composure in that situation?
Oh, dude, he is a champ for keeping his composure, dude. He just rolled right off of that and laughs. I love that.
Oh, he's been able
That shit's
to
wild.
capitalize off it since, right? Like I haven't watched, but didn't he do at least a Netflix special after this, right? So
Chris Rock
He
has.
did.
yeah,
He
I'm sure.
did.
I'm sure he preferred to not get slapped, but that's the key, right? Turn it into something that you useful for yourself, I guess, right?
Yeah, he did, but I don't know, man. I feel like he didn't need it. I mean, maybe he was I don't know. I feel like maybe he's losing his edge a little bit as a comic or as, you know, someone of a figure, but as a fan, I didn't think he needed to. I thought Chris Rock was fine. I thought he was pretty cemented in the space of you know, of his legacy and his artistry. But I did like the I didn't see his last special, but I did see the deluxe version of Tambourine. I did like Tambourine. You know, and I liked some of his other stuff before that, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of cheapened both of them, Chris Rock and Will Smith. Like,
Well, it's definitely
I
been
think
downhill for Will.
yeah, I think like maybe there is obviously some monetary temporary gain for Chris Rock. You know, he did the special, he put it out, he got to do, you know, another tour, and you know, his name is all in the papers and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think the downside is what we will see in the next, between then and the next like 5 years. You know, it's like, was it really a plus? Was it really a benefit? You know, I don't think it helped Will at one bit. You know, I don't think it helped Chris on one bit. You know, I don't think it really helped any one of them. And now it just makes me look at their next moves differently, you know, slightly. And I don't know how long it's going to take to recover from that, because it was just such an odd event that took place in front of everybody, you know?
Yeah, right. It is such a strange exchange because obviously no one was expecting anything. I guess it's just fucking Will Smith popped off, dude. He's just like let himself get out of hand a little bit, and there you go. That's an interesting though. There's just one last thing I want to get you before we let you go here. Steven. This one will hit close to home for you, okay?
Okay.
We were talking about hecklers, and you've seen comedians get in conflict with hecklers before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have. If you remember this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he nails him. And then you get Corey
brings
back
back
there
good
too,
memories.
right?
Yep, good memories right there.
Yeah, why don't you as our parting little thing here, looking at this, were you here?
Yeah, I was in the back still, so I didn't know Dennis was gonna go out there. So yeah, I mean, at this point, there had already been like hella interruptions in the show. Salvo had brought like, up to 13, 14 people who were just, being obnoxious and loud. And a part of that, it was easy to navigate. And then some of it was just like, what's the point, because they'll bring they kind of brought the show to like a standstill at one point. So I'm in the back, and Dennis hadn't fully prepped for he didn't prepare for anything really.
What?
He didn't
No way.
fully. Well, that's why why? I know. I hate to.
You're fine.
Like that.
No, that's
You're
why
fine.
I did it.
You're
No,
fine.
it's just a running bit. I just bust
That's on
Dennis's chops
Kevin.
from afar.
No, but yeah,
I gotta
it
stay
is
on
silly.
brand,
It's just silly to even think about it in the retrospect, but yeah, so yeah, he didn't have like any roasts. He didn't even have a concept of like what him and Salvo was gonna do, and he didn't have any jokes written for Salvo. So I think when Salvo had like this chant going and all that other shit going, it kind of just went to a point where he was just like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna push this dude because he doesn't have anything else. He could have just let it die out, and we could have just moved on to the next thing. It really didn't matter, to be honest. But
right.
Yeah, that's what took place. Now Salvo was asking to get his ass beat. Now it wasn't like Dennis.
He's always asking to get his ass beat.
Yeah, it wasn't like Dennis just like pushed him in the beginning of the show or something. But
Right.
Salvo was looking to get fucked up for the views. That's like you guys were saying about people eating things. That's what Salvo was trying to do. He was like,
He wanted it.
Right. I'm looking to initiate some type of conflict for the views,
Oh, that cracks me up.
So he got it.
Yeah.
He got it.
He got it, apparently, yeah.
And see how that worked for him. Where's he at right now?
Yeah, that's a good point. In a shitter, that's what they call it. Banned from everything.
Yeah,
I think
so
right
it's
now
Pariah.
I think right now he's notifying his new neighbors that he lives within walking distance of a school.
Right. So
guess that
yeah,
doesn't work out for everybody, huh?
Nah, it definitely doesn't.
Well, Steven, I appreciate you coming on, talking about your special Hunting Szn. Go check it out.
Please.
DM
Thank you
Steven
so much, Kev, Danny. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah. It was a blast, dude. I love having you on and talking just about all this crap. We could go on for hours, I'm sure. So I really appreciate your time. And
yeah, man, let me know. We can maybe if y'all need any man on the street shit out here in LA, I can maybe shoot like a little.
I would love that
2 to 5 minute segment for you guys, and then we can just
for sure. If you ever have anything, you want to send our way, be my guest. Send me something, and we will for sure pull it up on the show and watch, dude.
Oh, that would be great. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. I will. I'll work on something and send it to you guys.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, like I said, we appreciate you. We will shout the chat out as we exit here. You are more than welcome to bid us farewell. Do you have any parting words for the audience here?
No, other than thank you for rocking out with us. I appreciate you, and it's good to see some of the familiar names in the chat. I miss you guys, and I'm looking forward to you guys seeing me at a live show. Tap in with Hunting Szn, and Maiden Season will be out in February. I'm wishing you guys all the good jazz, all the happy holidays, but be willing to build something. Build anything. And I'm out.
Thanks, Steven.
Thanks.
Take
again.
it easy, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Oh, man. Appreciate this. This is so much fun. You guys take care.
Love it. We'll see you next time, man. Well, guys, that is the Steven interview. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Kevin, do you have any debriefing words, huh? Did you like that?
Hey, all I gotta say is, Danny, props to you. I wrote this down. Strange Exchange would be a wonderful band name, so we gotta get working on that. But no, that was a great time. I'm glad that I got to hang out with Steven. So far, up until this point, it's been Danny and Steven know each other, and I think the last time he talked to them, maybe it was on the morning show, if memory serves, right?
It was a morning show back in like March, so it's been a long time since we had him on. Actually, here, I think since you said that, I'll pull it up so people can see what it looks like. But go ahead.
The only thing we didn't get to ask him about was shout out to your podcast. Would have loved to have known his thoughts on that. But no, man, I'm glad that he took the time to hang out with us. And yeah, I got to ask most of my questions. There was one, another little spoiler for the special. There was one clip that came from a set he did in someone's living room. And, that's like the joke is about how he's doing a set in someone's living room. So I really wanted to know, I would love to know more about that. Like, did someone really hire you? Like, hey, it's my birthday, dude, for the big 3-3, man. I want you to come do a comedy set in my living room. So I would just love to know, or maybe it was was it a pandemic thing? I don't know.
We should do that.
Yeah, dude.
Live Clout Route in somebody's living room.
It'll be yours, but then you'll unfortunately, and Danny will quickly be getting a divorce after that, after I do 5 minutes of stand up in his living room.
There you go. This is the original Steven call-in. What does it say here? 9 months ago. So there you go. It's been a little bit.
Dang, you've had the black backdrop for 9 months. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Holy
this was at the old house, man. This was at my last place.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, there you go. But go check that out. The funny thing that I wanted to remark on while we were here is this chat, dude. Check this out. Like, if you look, we've got like some people that I don't even recall really. And some people that I haven't seen in chat forever. I mean, obviously we've got the Hams and the Hash and the, as we scroll down here, there's some Parking Tigers and some Carla. So some of the usuals are in here, but look, you got like KTQTBB, Opal, Danielle Starry, Twitter Geek.
Yeah, I would say that's the one I was waiting for you to read.
We got a regular old Twitter Geek in chat, dude. Telling me that my mic's fucking cutting out, man. Thank God. You got Poland Spring here.
Always had critiques for you, whether it's telling you your mic doesn't work or DMing me to say that you're hanging out with a bad crowd on Twitter or something weird. Yeah, why don't you worry about yourself, Twitter Geek? Jesus.
I'm glad he's a fallen fan, I guess.
Ham says, I remember that stream. I gave up trying to mod.
Hey, well, we appreciate you, Ham. It's hard work out here,
Ham's over here having PTSD for that. Oh God, that fucking stream.
All right. Well, as per usual, we are getting out of here at the 2-hour mark. Let's go through chat, say our goodbyes. We appreciate you guys. You were a very interactive and great chat during an interview like that. I really appreciate it because you know how it can go. I don't necessarily tell anybody like, hey, don't look at chat. What's this say? It's scoopty boopty.
I was asking about the living room. So George says it's Scoopty Boopty. It's an LA house that they've been doing shows at for years. Awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. There you go. The deep
Dope.
lore. But no, I really appreciate your guys's, cheering Steven on, giving us questions throughout, being good audience members. We had no heckling. Okay. No, I didn't have to get physical with any, okay, maybe.
light heckling. Yeah, mostly.
I didn't have to get physical with anybody. So that's a plus. Cause I will jump through the screen and fucking choke you out if you have some bad things to say. That's for sure.
I'll just hit you with a solar flare like Krillin off my bald ass head.
Oh, that's the fucking mark, dude. I have to get one of those like industrial lights and then just fucking, I'm not even gonna shine it at you. The reflection is 2 times the strength.
Oh yeah, if we combine it. Yeah, Ham. It sounds like we will have Steven back. I know I'm up for it. I'm sure Danny's up for it. So, and Poland was a great audience member. So
He says that mating season is going to come out in February. So if that's the case, when that comes out, Steven can revisit the Clout Route and shout out his new special at that point. So I would love to have him back on as a guest. You want to check out this chat, Kev?
Let's do it.
Parking Tigers here. Unhoused Steven Hype. Thank you for being politically correct tonight, Parking Tigers. I know it's hard sometimes. You have to really restrain yourself there, but we appreciate that.
Oh, I remember that joke now. I didn't get it at first. It was, okay.
It's the
Got
Skid
it.
Row Steve joke.
Yep, I remember.
Politically correct. I don't know. I wish I would have asked him about that because I'm not sure if he embraces that or if he doesn't like that. Because I've heard him say it before, but I don't know if that means that he appreciates the word. I think he probably appreciates how unhoused Steven a little better than that one, especially as a joke.
Well, a wise fictional character named Tyrion Lannister once said, wear it like armor and it can't be used against you or something. I don't know. I rarely watch Game of Thrones while sober. I mean, come on.
What Game of Thrones character are you, Kevin?
Tyrion.
Okay. I feel like anybody that's making a list of like which Game of Thrones characters are who, like, oh, our friend group, who's which Game of Thrones character? The people that are producing the list take the best characters right off the bat.
Oh no, dude.
They take all the best ones.
I'm the tiny dude who talks too much shit, even though literally everyone in the room could beat his ass and thinks he's too smart. That's me right there. That or the bald one. Who's the eunuch, right? But see,
right?
None of them are 1-to-1.
It's like Jon Snow, Littlefinger, Tyrion, the Queen or whatever. They're all taken by the end. And then I end up as like Mance Rayder or something, the fucking dude that nobody knows that lives beyond the wall or whatever. It's like, what is this? No, I don't know. What Game of Thrones character am I? You tell me in chat. All right. We've got Carla. Yes, that's a Twitter geek. Carla says hi. Thank you, Carla, for being here tonight. We really appreciate you. Pest with the first.
First, always first.
Always first. You got Unstoppable Jojo. Thank you for stopping in, Jojo. Nice to see you. She says, hey, fellas.
What up, Jojo?
Poland didn't even say hi to us. She goes straight to saying hi to the guest, which I guess is I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, she's got her priorities. Poland's locked in as always.
And Poland gave some advice too. Put the arrest on the bonus feature of the DVD or whatever.
Right? Yeah. Look at that.
Like that.
Earned yourself a producer's credit on Steven's project too. Look at you.
He really liked that.
Smart.
Let's see. Vault Wanderer says, "Hey,
what up, V-Dub?
V-Dub. Mama Creepy says hi.
Hello.
And then she said, Claudia's hair is way better than Weird Al. I'm with you.
I'm against. Nope.
Kevin disagrees. We've got Kind of Cool Greg. Damn, Steve is back. What up, Steve?
Whoa.
I'm glad. Go ahead.
Oh, so what up, Cool Greg? Sorry, I got caught reading the chat again.
I'm glad Greg got to be here. I know that he watched, I think at least he watched their stuff as well. So he might have been one of the people that I'd seen bounce around in their chats before. Kind of cool, Greg. There, nice to see you. I'm glad you made it. Let's see. You got Huggy here. Living Legends, the dynamic bearded duo.
Yo, Huggy.
Nice to see you, Huggy. Thanks for coming out.
We have no Freudian slips. Schopenhauer confirms, by the way. We'll get to you. You're just gonna be at the very end, but that cracked me up.
Nice to see you, Kangalope. Appreciate you stopping by. Hi to you too.
Kangalope.
Here's Carla with the Steven socials. You can get another glimpse at that real quick before we get out of here. Thank you, Carla. I mean, Carla is, she should cut this out of context. She should cut this clip out for herself. Carla is a queen. One of the best when it comes to helping, stuff with the podcast. We've got her as a mod in chat. I mean, Carla is an amazing one. Okay. Carla's a real one.
You just pissed off everyone else in your
I love everybody.
You pissed off every other mod, just so you know.
No, I'm saying I'm giving Carla a specific shout out because she came in clutch with the links here. That does not diminish the work from anyone else. Okay.
We love all of our mods equally, but some are more equal than others. Okay. That's George Orwell for you. Boom.
There you go. So thank you. You know what? Honestly, shouts out to all the mods in chat. I mean, we've got so many. Poland, I think Poland's one. Ham, Pest, Carla. I mean, there's more that I'm just not remembering, but thank you. All of the mods. We appreciate you. Ham says, hi, Steven. I don't know if we shouted out Ham, but thank you for stopping by. Harles Barkley, what about VHS bros?
Harles, you can hit me up if when the time comes, if we need to burn a VHS, I still have I have the technology, so we can get Steven's special on a VHS for you.
We've got Chum Lee in chat.
Hey, we're getting famous.
Buddies, okay. He wouldn't be able to stay sober for Fish Tank. Chum Lee says, I have a weird history with Shoe.
Whoa, so wait a minute.
We should have Shoe on as a guest.
Well, can we also have Chum Lee on as a guest? Because that's like two celebrities at the same time.
Would we be able to do that? You think you think you could fit Chum Lee, Clout Route Danny, Clout Route Kevin, and Shoe Nice in one stream and it'd be
I will gladly take a back seat. Look, I'll just work comments and mute people if there's some static on there, and I will gladly. You can just treat me like Jamie and just be like, pull that up, Kev. Like, that will be well worth it, guys. You guys get plenty of me every week. But how much Shoe Nice and Chum Lee do you get? Come on.
Sweater Vest Quartet, hell yeah. Nice to see you, George, in chat. I knew you'd appreciate this episode, so I'm glad you came out and got to see it while Steven was here. Appreciate you. Poland says, Danny, not to call you out or anything, but did you show a Key and Peele clip because Steven is black? Maybe subconsciously. It was the joke thing, okay? The magical white guys and stuff. It was the joke, okay? But I mean, if I got up here and just showed Steven a bunch of clips of a bunch of white guys, would that be appropriate too? Then I feel like people would call me something else because of that. Can I win here?
Oh God,
What rules? There are none, okay?
Ethan, I liked you, but the woke mob will eat you alive. I tried to warn you, Ethan. Now they're calling you genocidal. What? Yeah, what up, James? Thank you for stopping by, brother.
Thank you.
I can say brother now because Steven's gone.
He gave you the pass. Disco Dick says, Danny, are you saying you don't like black people? What did I say here?
Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't want to pull that one up when it happened live.
I'm gonna have to revisit the tapes. Did I say something?
Check the VHS on that.
Only mistake says, fun fact, Danny and Kevin were roommates. Kevin, is that true?
They're trying to figure out which one of us smoked the meth. That's what they're trying to do.
Oh, I see
you see?
I see the puzzle they're trying to piece. Well, good luck because you won't figure it out. Sorry.
You're gonna have to Levito technique me. Easy for me to say. I can we gotta leave. I'm having a stroke.
A
Ludovico.
Oh yeah, we've been here for pretty long. Honestly, if it weren't for us being at the end here and wrapping it up, I would have ran to the bathroom already because there is like the chamber is filled to the max. We're about to go at any moment.
Yeah, he's got the.
Nobody make me laugh too hard.
Poland says, "Was it Corn who smoked the meth?"
We'll go with that. Actually, Corn. Sorry, Corn. We're throwing you under the bus. Corn, my one friend that happened to, smoke meth that one time and then want to do it again.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Shadow Humor, thank you for being here. Look at how nice he was in chat with all the laughing emojis. I mean, twice even. So what a good guy. Thank you for being
Yeah, he really thought our comedian was very funny.
Well, at least he admits to it here at the end. I like that, Shadow. Thank you for coming back around for me.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, even this. I love black people. We like that.
Paste.
Paste. Only mistakes with the eggs. Let's see. Didn't you say Shoppy was in here?
Yeah, Shoppy's in here. I got you.
No slips tonight. Oh, we clicked at the same time. Thank you, Shoppy.
PT is asking us to shout someone out, but it feels like a trap because I've never known Parking Tigers to shout Abby Blackbird out before.
Shout out Abby Blackbird. Okay. First off, I want to say shout out Abby Blackbird for making our NPC trailer.
Yep.
That's
ice cream's so good.
One of the coolest things you've ever done, I would say. Thank you so much for that. Maybe that's mean to, is that I don't know what
that was a funny way to phrase it. Yeah.
I was trying to be nice. Okay. I guess that didn't work out for me.
Is this a backhanded compliment?
He wanted me to shout her out because as it is with Parking Tigers, he likes to he likes the attention sometimes, I feel like. So you know what, I'll give you this with Parking Tigers. Here's the attention you're seeking. Shout out Abby Blackbird. I guess she's got a new movie coming out.
Oh,
parasocial activities. Oh, you can see there. It's quite the room she's got going on, but we're jesting. Shouts out to the AI for that one, PT. Oh, you couldn't resist, could you?
Pixar's
I couldn't resist the show. Yeah, right. Well, anyways, thank you for all being here. We appreciate you. Even Abby Blackbird and the NPC trailer. We love that too. Maybe next episode, Billy the Fridge and King Cobra. Who knows? Guess you got to tune in to find out. We will see you on Tuesday, everyone. Peace. And thank you, Steven Marcus Releford, once again. Peace.